Okay, so the first thing I'm going in with is my Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer, and I'm just going to put that all over both of my eyelids. And I'm just using my finger with that because it's really easy to blend out, and that's just making a good base for all the eyeshadow that's going to go on. Then I'm going in with my Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, and I'm using the color Peaches and Cream, and again just putting that all over as a base so everything blends really smoothly over a powder and not a cream. Even though that eyeshadow primer is really good, it's really tacky at first, so you definitely want to set it. So then I'm going in with the color Cobbler, and I'm putting that in my crease all the way from the outer corner to the inner corner. I usually don't use shimmery colors in the crease, but I want something really romantic and like eye-catching, so I'm going to go in with a shimmer into my crease first. And I'm just using a fluffy brush, something that's a little tapered at the end so it's not all over the place, just really concentrated into that crease. And I'm just using windshield wiper motions back and forth. Switching over to a pointier brush and going in with the color Charmed, I'm sure. That's a matte brown, and I'm just using that to deepen up and kind of diffuse the shimmer a little bit. I noticed it was super shimmery, so I wanted to just diffuse that and make it more of a sheen than like a metallic shimmer. So again, I'm just using a different pointy, like tapered blending brush, and just putting that right over top of that first color into the crease, back and forth the windshield wiper motions. And I'm just making sure that I blend that out really seamlessly. I'm taking a lot of time to make sure everything is super blended, just going back and forth and in circles in the outer corner and just making sure everything is really blended. You could see I'm really taking my time while doing this. It's super important. And then I'm going in with the color Just Peachy, and this is where I really pack the color onto a flat synthetic brush. That way it's super concentrated. So I usually don't use pink on my eyes, but because this is a Valentine's Day look, I wanted that to be like the main focus of the look was that pink. So I'm using a lot of it. I'm really packing it on that brush there. It is a little sheer at first, but I do multiple layers. And then I'm going in with my Kylie Burgundy palette and using the color Dubai, and I'm putting that in the outer corner. That's just like a satin burgundy color, so I wanted that pink to be a little bit darker on the outer corner, but I didn't have a darker version of that pink, which is why I went into the Kylie palette to grab that burgundy. So I'm just blending that in with the brown that's already in the crease and the pink that's on the lid, and I'm focusing this on just on the outer V. I'm not bringing it in all the way into the inner corner because I just want that to be on the outer corner of my eye into the outer crease just a little bit. And then here I'm going back in with that color Just Peachy, that pink color, and reapplying that to the center of my lids because it did fade away a little bit as I was blending that burgundy in there. And then I'm going back in with the burgundy again. So you can see I'm going back and forth between the two colors to make sure it really blends. And then I went in with the color Luscious, and I'm putting that on the inner corner and inner third of my lid. So at the end, I want it to be a really nice gradient from that really shimmery taupey color to the pink to the burgundy. So I'm switching between all three colors and really blending that out. And then just as the topper, I'm using Puree and putting that in my upper crease. So everything just seamlessly fades in into my brow bone. Excuse me. And then I'm going in again with that base color, Peaches and Cream, as my brow bone highlight. And then I'm just taking a cotton ball and some cleansing water and cleaning up that outer edge because there was a lot of fallout. So that's why I didn't do my face makeup first, because with all these shades I did so much blending and there was a lot of fallout. So then I'm going in with my CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous Fresh Complexion Oil-Free Foundation, and I'm using my beauty blender and just dabbing that in all over my face. This is a little bit of a heavier coverage than I'm used to, but I wanted to make sure I had perfectly like poreless skin, which is why I went with the thicker foundation. So I'm just blending this all over my face, down my neck, make sure to get my jawline so I don't have a harsh makeup line there at all. And yeah, and then I go in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in light, and I do my normal highlighting and concealing with this. So this is super, super good for those under eye bags. I absolutely love it. It's the only concealer I use. And I'm blending that out with my Beauty Blender again. And for the under eye concealer, I kind of blend that up towards my temple as a highlight. So I'm making sure to blend that up and out towards the temple. So I do have a natural looking highlight there as my base before I powder. I'm then going to do a little bit of baking. So I'm dipping my damp Beauty Blender into my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm concentrating that right under my eyes. So the purpose of that is to just make sure that your under eye concealer doesn't move all day. And while that's baking, I'm going into my Anastasia contour kit, and I'm taking that middle color there, which is called, I don't know if it has a name, but it's the light to medium contour kit, and I'm just taking the middle bronzer color, and I'm using that to really carve out my cheekbones. And I also bring that up onto my temple so it looks a little bit more natural, because that's where shadows would naturally hit, you know, like around the edges of your face and your contour. And then I also bring it onto my jawline right here. And at first it looks super, super harsh, but once everything is all blended together, it's gonna look super natural and really just like pulled together, a nice flawless look, which is what I'm going for, especially for a Valentine's Day like date night look. And then I'm taking a big fluffy brush and wiping off that translucent powder and blending it back into the contour. So that will help make it look a little bit more natural, but still give you that really nice chiseled contoured cheek. Then going into my Jaclyn Hill Becca palette, I'm taking the color Rose Quartz, which is a really, really pretty shimmery pink with like a gold undertone, and I'm using that as my blush, and then Prosecco Pop as my highlight. So I think gold is really, really pretty, especially with the colors on my eyes. I think they complement each other really well, which is why I went for that gold undertone blush and the gold undertone highlight. So everything just seamlessly, you know, looks really uniform and blended together. And then I'm also just highlighting the tip of my nose, my chin, and my forehead. And then going back in with that Dubai color from the Kylie palette, I'm putting that on my lower lash line. I don't really like eyeliner, so a lot of my looks that I do, I don't use eyeliner. It just like falls on me, it smudges, so I tend to use shadow all the time for eyeliner. And then I'm just adding my Maybelline The Falsies mascara, and I want super thick lashes, so I'm doing a bunch of coats, and then I'm going in with my Icona mascara, which is a waterproof formula, and I'm putting that just on my top lash line and on the outer edge, so I kind of get like a butterfly effect on my lashes. If I had fake lashes and I was going somewhere like super, super fancy, I would wear fake lashes, but I don't have any for the purpose of this video. And then going into my eyebrows, I am using my Cella eyebrow pencil. And the way I like to do my brows with this, because it's a super fine point, is I outline the entire brow first, starting from the bottom half, then to the upper half. And then I use little tiny strokes to mimic real hairs and fill that in. And then after that, I take a spoolie and blend that all together. And I find that that gives me a really full, natural looking brow. And I really, really love the precision of the Cella pencil. The spoolie that I'm using is on my Anastasia brow definer, which is a little bit thicker of a tip, but I just do the same thing to both brows. And then I'm just setting with my chill spray, and I put on a ColourPop lipstick in the color Cookie. And that is the final look. I hope you like it. Let me know if you have any suggestions for next time. Thanks.